Welcome back to the Unbuttoned Podcast.
Hey, girl. Hey.
We have Elizabeth back this week, and I'm actually really glad. I used to give Elizabeth a really hard time about setting up the podcast, but I'm going to be honest. She's
pro now.
the pro now, mainly because I just started forcing her to do it and wouldn't help. But now I'm not the pro.
Yeah, I was gone last week and she effed it up. So.
I did. I admitted that. So kudos to you.
It is kind of a complex situation, but
It's a lot of buttons.
a lot of technology.
Yeah, there's this like whole machine that looks like we're what do you call that? Like a DJ who's like,
yeah.
what do you call that though? A spin box or what's that called?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Both of our brains aren't working today,
Yeah.
so this is going to be a fun one because,
Be
like,
warned.
literally, I feel like we're both brain dead today.
We were Googling it. We're like, does your brain change at what part of like your cycle you're on?
Yeah,
Because
which it says it does.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Multiple times this week, I'm like, I said to my husband, I'm like, should I like be getting a brain scan? I can't even remember the next word I'm trying to say. Am I having a stroke?
I know. It's the worst. It's like you can think of what you're trying to say, but the words aren't connecting.
No, it's concerning, honestly, but I'm hoping it goes away.
So we don't really have like a specific topic this week. We just decided we were just going to get on and chit chat.
Yeah, we haven't got on and chit chat in a while because last week Elizabeth was gone, and it's just been crazy.
Summer craziness
around here. And then soon on the podcast we'll have the lawyer on.
Oh yeah,
and I just can't wait.
It's
gonna be so fun. Which, speaking of lawyer, have you been keeping up on the Karen Reed trial?
No,
Today's the last day.
No, I don't even know what that is.
What? I feel like we've been talking about this.
What was it again?
It was the one with like the cop in Boston. Okay.
I have
you need
not,
to watch that
but I have
documentary.
watched a lot of shit lately.
Okay, it's
that
on
I'm excited
HBO
to talk
and it's
about.
called Dead in the Snow. And this is the second trial going on.
What about a cop? What, like, give me the gist.
So the first trial happened a while ago and ended in a mistrial, and it was they're saying that this woman killed her boyfriend who was a cop in Boston.
Okay. Oh, right, and they think it could be an inside job.
Yes.
Okay, I remember.
And this is the last day of the second trial.
And how's it like going? What's it looking like it's going to be?
Well, are you going to like investigate into it? Because I don't want to say anything if so.
I mean, probably not.
Oh. I mean, I think that it's an inside job.
Really?
And they have framed her. And apparently, according to some things, like now some of the like cops and stuff are coming out like to try to get like not a plea deal. I forget what they called it.
So who do you think is like guilty? Like multiple
That's the
cops?
problem is we still don't know. Right. We still don't know who exactly.
Yeah.
Or what exactly happened because no one's like fessing up. But there's suspicion that it was like the family dog and there was like an altercation and whatnot.
The family dog killed him?
You should see the scratches on his arm. They had like a dog expert come in and they tried to like scratch it from trial. Like, and also the thing is the like judge is in on it. She's like connected to the family somehow. And people are like, this is so corrupt. Like, how is she even on this second trial?
So we'll know today what happens.
I don't know. The court ends if the jury comes up with the 1 in minutes, which if from what I have heard, if I were on that jury, it's hard to say because I'm not in the courtroom.
Yeah, I know. It's always so hard.
But if it was me, I can't. Here's the thing. If I was on the jury, I couldn't, without reasonable doubt, say that it was her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that. Yeah, I could never convict her for murder.
What's like her alibi? Like, why do you think she didn't do it?
So there's this whole thing like where they found like remnants of the taillight and whatever, but the first day they searched, there was like nothing there. And then the second day they came back and there was like 17 shards of
like
the taillight. And they showed this video at the police station and her lawyer noticed this like the second time around. They inverted the video and you can see somebody standing behind it. And he noticed it because another car in there, the license plate was flipped. And you just got to watch it, the documentary. That's crazy. So intriguing.
Crazy to think how like much that might happen.
Well, apparently in this same Boston area, like I don't know if it was a year before, 2 years before, I'm not sure on the exact timeline. There was this woman who was having I think she was like younger, like maybe like 18 or something, having an affair with one of the cops, and he got her pregnant, and then she mysteriously died.
Crazy.
And I think they got away with that one.
That's crazy.
But apparently it's like a known thing there that their police department is corrupt.
Yeah.
And then the one cop like that night goes to the police station and is just like doing weird stuff. And he says like, oh, I was moving my car for the snowplow, but no car ever moves. It was really sketchy.
Speaking of Boston, I watched The Town the other night.
Oh yeah,
and that's
you were telling me that.
in Boston.
Yeah.
That movie's really good if you guys haven't seen it. It's not new. It's Ben Affleck. And
But it's new to Netflix, you said, right?
I don't know if it's new on Netflix or if it's just like, you know how they say like recommended movies for you.
Okay.
It might have just
Well,
been in
you
there.
said that, and last night I thought you were talking about top 10, so I scrolled through and didn't see it, and
No,
I was like,
I don't think
weird.
it was.
Got it.
Peter turned it on, so I don't know. Like,
Okay, I misunderstood.
but he definitely didn't like seek it out. Like, he didn't search it, so it had to have been like
and
on
I feel
there.
like I've seen it, but I don't know.
I know. I felt the same way, and I remembered like the opening scene, but then after that, I didn't. I definitely didn't watch the whole thing. But it's a really good movie. He's like I think it's loosely based on a true story, but he is like a really, really skilled like bank robber, and it is set in Boston. And then there's like a love story like wound through it, but it's a really good movie if you guys haven't watched it. And I honestly never had thought that much about how much like skill goes into robbing any establishment, really, if you're doing it the right way. Like, they have like an architect, they have an electrician that like goes in and knows how to like turn off all the cameras.
Fun fact, when I was younger, my neighbor robbed a bank and got caught for it, so.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Deadass.
By himself?
I'm not sure. The details are funny. I was young. We used to like all play outside and then
Oh my God.
rob a bank. Yeah. We were just talking about the other day, actually.
People have gotten away with doing that.
And the funny thing is, like, if you try to like look it up now, you can't find it. And it's because before, forget what year, certain year, like they didn't keep them digitally and stuff.
Damn.
I don't know. It's crazy. But like, I just always wonder, like, for some of these, like, okay, also I'm like, wow, it sounds like I grew up in the ghetto. But I didn't. That's what's so crazy is what I mean. Like, people will do crazy things.
I mean,
and
usually
you
if
wonder
it's like
how
a
long
really
they've been...
skilled robbery, it's not like that. It's like really
Oh, I don't know if he was skilled
smart
because he didn't get away with it.
people.
But
Yeah.
But that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, do some people, like these really skilled people, obviously plan it and it's like, you know, whatever. But do some people just wake up one day and they're like, and I'm going to rob the bank. I'm going to go in and say, give me your money. Like,
also, I was telling
which
Peter,
don't they have like ink, like things that like explode the ink packets and stuff? Have you seen that?
that's why they got to be like prepared for
like
all
skilled.
of that. Yeah. And then like in
crazy.
this movie, like after they do it, they have like all these like 5-gallon things of bleach that they just dump all over everything. To,
I think
like,
I have
hide their
seen this
tracks.
movie. I think I've
really
seen it.
good. Yeah.
It's sounding so familiar. The more you talk about it, the more I'm like, I think I've seen it.
It gets a little ridiculous at the end, but it's good.
And they wear like masks.
Yes.
Like, yeah, okay.
Yes.
I have seen it.
The
It's
like
good.
main photo of the movie is them wearing these like nun masks.
Yeah.
Yes. But what was I going to say? Oh, I was laughing with Peter. Did you, when you were a kid, did you think that a bank like had all the physical money like inside the bank? Like I always envisioned like the back of a bank like had a vault of like all the money.
Not all the money, but they do have money.
They
in
do
there.
have money,
Yeah.
but like I envisioned it like this massive.
Honest
like,
to God,
room.
when I did learn that like they don't really even have the money, I'm like,
it blows
wait,
my mind.
what?
I still don't really get it.
Me neither. Honestly, honest to God, I don't get it. And sometimes I'm like one of those skeptics where I'm like
the idea that like there's not actual physical cash that represents all
the money you have in the bank.
And
so it's like,
all
what
the
if that
money in
bank
our
goes out?
country.
Like, where's my money?
Yeah, it's very perplexing.
I saw this thing. It was like a TikTok last night, and it was talking about how like the richest man on earth is like, and I'm like, is it Elon Musk? I don't know. Anyways, $30 billion or something. And he was saying if you strung all the $1 bills together, it would go around the earth 3 times and reach into past the sun or something. And I was like, I gotta find the video. It was so
Lauren
I'm into the atmosphere right now.
Is so into space right now because she watched Interstellar.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I did the same thing when I watched that movie. If you guys have not watched Interstellar, it's a commitment.
Okay, wait. Let me start.
It's
by
a commitment.
Saying they said
you're gonna spiral for 2 weeks.
But I am not a person who likes sci-fi movies. And I wouldn't even call this sci-fi. It's labeled as sci-fi because some things like while NASA or different people have looked into it, it's not like factually true yet or proven.
Yeah.
It's like a lot based on theory. However, I thought I was going to hate it because I was like, I really don't like movies like that. I really don't.
Yeah.
But everybody has been telling me to watch it. And if I had to hear this movie one more time, I was like, I'm just going to watch it for the sake of shutting everyone up.
Months that she needs to watch it because I knew she'd get really into
I mean,
it.
I'm going around telling everyone I know, you better watch it.
I did the same thing.
Because we were talking about this morning. We were talking about that new, see, here I am.
Brain
Lost
dead.
in space. Brain dead. What was the submarine documentary?
I don't even know what it's called, but it's a documentary about the submarine that went down and blew up last year,
Right.
or 2 years ago.
Right.
I don't
And
know.
Elizabeth was saying, "Oh, did you know that they were going 2.5 miles down?" And I was like, "That's nothing."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Wait, that's so deep." And I was like, "That's
I think
nothing.
it's
Do you
one
know
of
that
the
like
deepest
some of these
parts.
galaxies are years away? Like we've never even been there because we would die out before we get there." So I think my brain is on so far away things, but it is crazy that the ocean isn't really that studied either.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how do we not know all these species
Interstellar,
down there?
If you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, back to Interstellar.
It's based on, like, traveling to space, and it's really good. It's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yep.
And
I don't know what
should have
that
won
means,
more
but yeah.
awards. Oh, he's just, like, a really famous movie producer. He makes really good movies.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway star in it, and they're astronauts. And
Wait, did you know producer and director doesn't one just mean they fund the movie?
Producer.
Okay.
Yeah, producer just
Which
means
I just
that
learned that this year, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, and then director actually, like, directs it.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. But the whole premise is that they're trying to find a planet that everyone from Earth could live on because
That will
Earth
sustain
becomes
life.
inhabitable.
Yeah.
Because of like all the things that we have done with like technology and this and that, and we're like ruining our Earth. It's set in the future.
Yes.
And that's what makes it like quote unquote sci-fi, but it's not like it's just set in the future. And so he goes to find an inhabitable Earth, but it's very unclear about how long it will take.
But it teaches you a lot about space. Like, we
I
both
learned
had
so
to
much.
stop so many times watching the movie to like Google things, because you really do have to like understand the basics of like the theory of relativity and stuff. Like, I watched it with Peter, thankfully, and he's like a space like nerd. So I had to stop every
I stopped
every
so many
15
times.
minutes and be like, wait,
Which,
what?
to be honest, I know nothing about science. So if that like scares you because you're like, I don't know that.
No,
I
it's
honest to
basics.
God, I don't know. Well, no, it's not even that basic, but like I gained so much understanding that I was like, wait. And honestly, I was asking my husband every 5 seconds. I was texting Elizabeth and Peter. I'm like, so how fast is a light year? I'm not understanding. Is it the same as a year here? Like, there's a lot of times be prepared to pause because you're just going to be like, wait a minute.
And you like are like, wait a minute, what? That's real? And then your mind is just like blown. You're like, hold on a second. That actually happens or like could happen.
Or like mathematically it could happen, and or there's been some signs of it. Like, you know, for example, they show like a black hole, which like we've never been inside of a black hole. However, we have a photograph of a black hole.
Yeah.
And the whole concept of black hole is just crazy. Like the gravitational pull is so forceful that not even light can escape. Like I still don't really understand how that works.
Yeah, and it's cool too because they like worked with like astrophysicists and scientists to like create all of these like visuals. And I read at some point after I watched the movie, because I, like you, went down a 2-week rabbit hole about the movie and I was like obsessed with it. But like the renderings that they created of like a black hole are now used in like scientific articles and you know, like education. So it's cool. Like there's a lot of really cool like education in it.
But it's honestly
also
learned a lot.
Such a good movie. And there's
how it didn't
it's so
win.
good.
Now I don't buy into award shows. I don't watch them because I think they're all fake and they're so set up. And I swear it's just Beyonce and Jay-Z controlling all of them. But I don't watch them. And then so I looked up after. I was like, certainly this won every award in the book.
Yeah, no.
And it didn't. And I was like, even more reason I think they're rigged, because when you see it, it's
one of the best movies
well
like,
done,
ever.
which is so crazy to me. And I don't really say that. Like me saying this on here is hilarious because I'm not
so
even like a movie person. But the other crazy fun fact I learned was, and I'm forgetting his name, he's really well known, but the guy who did the music in it, they went to him first and said to create the music, and then they created the movie after,
cool.
which is normally obviously the other way around.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is so
The music was so good.
yeah, it was.
I always think about that. Like a couple years ago, someone said like that I just realized that the like orchestra and the music that they use in shows and movies is like so. It's like such a thing. It's like they'll have like these massive orchestras and stuff because it's really like such a huge part of the production of anything. And now I have a new appreciation for it. And like when I'm watching something, I'm like, oh, I have the chills. And it's because of the music. Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy when I've thought about this a lot when I'm watching like a show or a movie. It's crazy because they all have like music to it. And it's like, well, real life doesn't have music to it.
Yeah.
But that's what is so like feeling inducing or whatever. And you're like,
I mean,
what
it's
if
the
our
same
life
with
had
like
music
making
in the background
videos on Instagram.
Totally.
You know,
I mean,
like if it's silent.
Wow, are we going to say the same thing?
No,
that's
but
like
I'm
saying
just
highest
saying,
form
like,
of art. Okay, take it back.
No, I'm just saying like the music makes a huge difference
No, it does.
sometimes.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It adds an element to
Yeah.
it, which
of,
like if
feeling, which is crazy.
and it's like if you just sat there and listened to pure dialogue in a movie, it'd be like,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
whoa, this is weird.
Also, fun fact: Lauren historically hates Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway, and in this movie, she thought they were amazing.
Matthew McConaughey, I can stand more than Anne. He gets a little like cocky like or something for me, where I'm like, ew, tone it down.
He was incredible in that.
And
movie.
Anne Hathaway, just absolutely burning passion. Do not like. I think she's
just
so
like your
freaking
one
annoying.
person.
Every movie she's in, I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh. The only thing I like her in is Princess Diaries and
Oh, see, I
when she's
don't
got
like her in
a
that.
tiara. I actually kind of like her in that. Other than that, I do not like her. And so after I started this, I texted Elizabeth. I'm like, why didn't you tell me Anne was in this? And I'm going to say this out loud. They both did not bother me. That's how good the movie was. If
Yeah.
that tells you anything.
It's
Because
really
I
good.
think that they are two really annoying actors.
Yeah, but they both were amazing in it.
Yeah, they did a great job. It's good. So anyways, I'm not going to keep going because I could go for 2 hours about Interstellar. It's
Yeah.
not even a new movie. That's the thing.
Yeah, no,
It's
been
not like
around.
it came out this year, but I just got around to it and I
Yeah, it's kind of
was pretty
changes like
mind-blown.
your entire perspective on like everything. Like it makes you realize how small we are.
it also makes you realize how like there is life out there because
There
if you
has to
think
be.
about how many stars you can just see in the sky,
Yeah.
almost every star has its own solar system,
Yeah.
which means there's multiple planets to it. There's trillions of planets out there. Certainly we haven't even discovered
Yeah.
the scratch the surface of them.
Also makes you realize like how dumb you are compared to these people that explore space. Like the fact that there are people
Okay.
that are this fucking smart.
When I hear
Blows
them
my
talk,
mind.
I'm like, wow.
I know.
I'm like, were you born like that? Did you
I'm
learn
a
all that? How did you? I'm
flea
like,
on this earth
like, what's my
compared to these
purpose?
people? I know it is
feels
crazy.
kind of crazy. Wait, another thing that made me think of this is my friend Gabby and I were talking about this morning. We were saying, did you see in the news there was that like plane crash in India, maybe?
No.
And out of like I don't even know how many people were on the plane, one
Yeah.
person survived.
Damn.
And we were like, that would be a really strange position to be in because the rest of your life would be like, what was the reason I survived? Like, do I need to do all these
Right.
things with my life because I survived
Right.
out of everyone else? Like, would you feel this pressure
And guilt.
and guilt to
Yeah.
like live a certain way because you were the only one who survived it?
That it would be crazy.
Or maybe not. Maybe you would just be like, I just got lucky. I don't know. But I feel like I
That
could
would
see
be
myself
wild.
being like, oh my God.
The
Like,
only person that survived. That's so
yeah, like,
crazy.
isn't that crazy? I need to look into it further because I don't really watch the news. I just think
Yeah.
it's like, so it's all bad news. And I'm like, can we get some good news around here? However, I like to like look into big events and
I do feel
so
like
curious how that
anytime
happened.
I mean, I've never had like a near death experience, but you hear that like anytime anyone is that close, it changes their life completely, you know, in
Yeah.
some way.
Well,
like your
and-
perspective's just so different on everything.
Haven't you heard also that like when you're near death or you like are like crossing over or whatever,
Yeah.
you can like see,
And you
like
remember it.
visualize.
What was that
My-
book?
I know.
Um,
And it's crazy. Like we were talking about my grandma recently passed away, and my mom said that she was like that night, like calling out for her mom, and my mom was like, I think maybe
my
she saw her mom, and I'm like, that's so crazy to think. It's so cool.
It's also so comforting.
It's
Yeah,
so cool, but crazy, and
yeah.
it's like we will never experience it until we are on the cusp of death. But like, I also wish that they could study that more.
I know. God, wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
That'd be really crazy. But at the same time, I don't know that I like want to really have people study it because, like, I don't know.
Well, that goes back to
'Cause
like how
then there's some sense of,
everyone's
like-
interpretation of it is
Right, that's-
different.
and
So
I
it's
think
like if it
that's
was
maybe
studied, it's like you
good.
kind of lose
Yeah.
what you think it may
Yeah.
be. Like in my mind, when I die and go to heaven, I'm like sitting in a beach chair.
Yes.
I'm on the cusp of the beach. Everyone
And
I love is
maybe
around
you will
me.
be because that's
And
what
that's-
you're thinking
yeah.
when you.
My
you die.
youngest, when I was telling him that my grandma had passed away, he said, I was telling her she went to heaven and whatever. And he said, Mommy, is heaven like Great Wolf Lodge? And I was like, if heaven is Great Wolf Lodge, I'm going to hell. Please send me there. However, I'd rather go to hell. But I was like, that's so cute. Like,
It is so
that's what he
cute.
envisions to
Yeah.
be like the best thing ever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it just goes to show, I mean, granted, he's a 4-year-old, but like it goes to show
Yeah.
how everybody sees it very differently.
I remember being young and envisioning it like Lisa Frank. Did you ever have Lisa Frank
Of course
stuff?
I did. Binder Trapper Keepers.
Like
Zip-up
the
ones,
beautiful
too. Oh,
like
yeah.
colors and like
a pencil pouch
like,
and
yeah,
stuff.
and like the unicorns and all the things.
Oh, really?
Like,
Okay,
I
that's so
used
funny.
to like when I'd be like scared at night, I would like close my eyes and like think about like Lisa Frank.
Sometimes when people say Lisa
Literally.
Frank, I think of Anne Frank, and then I'm like, wait.
I literally remember laying there and being like unicorns and butterflies, and it would make me less scared.
I never thought like that, but see, it just goes to
Yeah,
show everybody
yeah.
thinks of
I
things so
so
differently.
vividly
That's so
remember that.
funny.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. But anyways, yeah, how did we even get on the topic of death?
Whoa.
People probably think that we're like on something right now, or
Also, we had this realization that today we showed up in the exact same outfits that we wore one day of Nashville Market and like did a reel. And I was like,
we
wait,
haven't worn them ever.
we haven't, neither of us
No.
have worn them. We had no plan. We just came in and we're like, wait, aren't these the exact outfits we wore in that reel?
100%. And this weekend, Savannah and I showed up in the exact same outfit that
Yes.
we've also only worn one other time. I'm like, what's going on with this week?
It's so funny.
Ew, that's creepy. It's
what
Interstellar.
else did I watch this week?
You watched the Kim Kardashian
Yes,
documentary?
I did. Which
I couldn't get into it.
yeah, it's like an
was too dry.
ABC News special, so it's not like super well like produced or anything. But it was really interesting. Like I did not know that the guys that robbed her were like grandpas.
Old,
They
yeah.
were like really
I mean, they were
old.
professionals.
And yeah, I mean, she like truly thought she was gonna be raped and killed in that moment.
That's a horrible thought.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine that thought of like,
But she also like did some really stupid shit, which I think she admits to now. Like she was in Paris and like
Yeah.
she was sharing exactly where she was at all times on social media and like flashing her 19-karat diamond on her finger. And then when she went back to her hotel, which she had also shared where she was staying,
yeah.
which was dumb.
Yeah.
Like I'm even nervous to do that when I'm somewhere. I'm like, I'll share it like maybe eventually. Like I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't be probably, but like when you're that famous, you're gonna show
So you
where
think you're
you're
famous?
sleeping. No, not at
I'm
all.
just kidding.
That's my point. I'm not at all, and I don't really like it because I'm like, ew, is that like creepy? I don't know.
No, I do think it's creepy.
Like,
I do
what
think
if
it's creepy.
somebody tapped on the tag of where we are that was a creep?
No, I agree.
On social media.
No, I 100%
you know.
agree. I'm really, I mean, you know me, I'm skeptical of all
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that, always. I just,
But anyway, and then she had one security guy there with her, and he left to go like to this club with Courtney. So she's,
which is so funny because I'm like, Courtney is the least from the show, Clubby of all. I'm like, okay,
but
Courtney.
I guess because she was just going out like into public, he went with her.
Yeah.
Because Kim was going to bed, and so she was alone in a hotel room with all of her jewelry, no security, after sharing with how many millions of people on social media where she was staying. You know, but then yeah, they like tied her up and like gagged her.
Oh, did they?
and,
I didn't know
yeah,
that part.
Yeah, and she said that she like cooperated and just like pled to not kill her because she had kids.
I have heard that. That she
Yeah.
kept saying, like, I have kids, which I've seen a lot about that on like different documentaries where like they say if you're ever in a situation like that, like start describing your life and stuff so that like,
There's
because
some sort of emotional like
yeah, like so that hopefully something catches their emotion, makes them think twice, even giving you a second to escape or whatever. But
yeah. And the guy that they like the whole interview is with like one of the guys that robbed her. So it's interesting. But it took 10 years to like actually go to trial, and he's like literally written a book about it since.
But they
which is
didn't even
fucking
find
crazy.
the stuff, probably
No.
because it's been melted down or cut up and sold or whatever. But like,
And after he robbed her, he left on a bike and had the diamonds in like a bag, and he like dropped them, and they like fell on the freaking street. Like it was
that's
very
the best
like,
they had.
Yeah. And it was crazy. They were talking about, he was talking about how he like got this job, and he said, I was hired for the job and I knew it was a famous rapper's wife, but I had no idea who it was.
When he dropped it, did people see him just like drop
No,
all these jewels?
nobody saw him. He was
Okay.
discreet, and it was like dark out.
Got
But it just was so funny to me. I like envisioned this as a really like thought out like heist.
So
of,
because
like,
this
high
was
technology and stuff.
In the night, because I heard that they held the like doorman or whatever.
Yeah. The
at gunpoint.
concierge.
Was he the only one in the building?
That was
Like-
the only person they had to like go past. And then they held him at gunpoint and like just basically took him up to her room and made him open the door. And then I think they just let him go, like after they left.
Okay.
I can't remember that exactly, but that was good. It like you said, it's
It
like
was-
a news thing,
yeah.
and so
It wasn't what I
like-
expected it to be, but
Yeah.
it was.
And she's actually not in it. It's all about like she's not like interviewed in it, but it's all about like her robbery and stuff. But yeah, that was interesting. I've watched a lot of TV this week.
Me too. I'm sitting here thinking like I binged a lot of Ginny and Georgia.
I never got into that one.
Oh, this season, if you've watched it, is, I'll say this: they did a really great job at this season depicting like everyone's like feelings and thoughts and like
What's it even about? I don't even know what it's about.
Ginny and Georgia is like about this mom and her 2 kids, and she had like a troubled childhood, and she has these 2 kids, and just like how they're like navigating through life, and there's an element of like
So is it like chick flicky or is it like a drama?
both.
A little bit of both.
A little
Yeah.
bit of both. And I wasn't sure if I'd like it at
Yeah.
first. And this season specifically, season 3, is really good. And like, for example, they do a really good job depicting, there is this one of like her daughter's age, this high school boy who has like is in a depressive episode, and like they do a really, really good job at depicting like what
like
it would be
that.
like to have like
Yeah.
he's depressed, like he's like, I don't want to feel this way, of course I don't want to do, like
Aw.
it is really well made, I think. And honestly, like watching it, they do a good job of like roping you in with them, like
Yeah.
empathy. Like there's like I wanted to turn it off the other night, and I was like, I
Yeah.
just need to know. Like
I love things like that though, where you're like, okay, mental note, she handled that really well. If that ever happens to my kid, you know what I mean?
totally.
Yeah.
There, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of that in it, and I'm like, that's so. I don't know. It's good.
Did you ever watch
Little cheesy.
Parenthood?
Don't even get me started.
Oh,
I loved Parenthood.
Parenthood was so good. I kind
Okay,
of want to go back and
you
watch
know
it
what?
again. I mean, I sobbed my eyes out through that entire freaking show.
So did I.
It was so good.
They have a rendition in that show of Forever Young,
Yeah.
and I literally cry every time I hear it. It's so good. And I put it for both of my kids when they turned 1. I made them like a slideshow for their birthday that played, and I put it in Cooper's, and it is. I'll play it for you after this. It's so freaking good. And that show was
It
just
is so good. If you guys have not seen that, it's old too, but oh my god, it is.
It's like kind of
best.
similar esque to This Is Us in the sense of like it follows a family
Yeah.
and like the different like branches of
couldn't
the
get into
family.
This Is Us.
However, it's just different. I dropped off because
Yeah.
a crock pot burned down their house, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this. But I did like it at
Oh my
first.
God.
But anyways, Parenthood is so,
Yeah, it is.
so good. And I literally did cry every episode.
Peter and I started watching the submarine documentary, which I mean, it's like, it's good, but I just really have a weird fear of like vast, open, deep water. So to me, it's like literally makes my skin crawl watching it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's about the sub that went down, and you guys probably remember it was all over the news. It was like missing for a while, and they thought they were going to run out of oxygen. It was crazy. They showed some of the like flashbacks of the news, coverage of it.
Yeah.
And they had like a time ticker countdown in the corner
Oh, I don't
on like
like
every
that.
news station. I know, and in hindsight, I'm like, that was kind of fucked up. Like we just were completely like, objectifying these people that were like literally dying down there, running out of oxygen. But come
we
to
didn't,
find
at the
out,
time we didn't know they were dying.
we
right?
didn't know.
Okay.
Well,
I was like,
we
whoa.
didn't know that they were already dead. Nobody knew what was
Got it.
happening, but if they were alive, they were
Yeah.
running out of oxygen, and they were talking about like how there's no bathroom and like,
That's
all the worst
logical.
case
I'm like, where are they
shit.
going to the bathroom?
There's
How
not a
long was
bathroom.
this supposed to take?
Not long.
What was the point of doing that then?
It's like an exploration
Why would you pay that much to go down for
thing.
that short a time?
People who are like,
And what are you gonna do,
obsessed
look
with
at that peephole?
Titanic. Yeah, I know.
I don't get it. That to me, I'm like, no.
Yeah, but it is interesting because like it was a known thing to this company that it wasn't really safe to be doing it. And they like had done a few successful expeditions, I guess you call it. And even though everyone was telling this guy, like the CEO guy, that it wasn't necessarily the safest thing, he decided to just do it anyway. And then this one, it was just the one that happened to like get some oxygen in it, and it under pressure just blew up.
Are there like conspiracies that this was like on purpose?
Probably.
Okay, I'll
They
be
don't
looking
talk
into
about
those.
that, but
Okay, I'll be doing research.
yeah,
Um,
it's very.
My mind that
creepy.
whole time you were talking about that, though, because you said, is it a drama or whatever? I was thinking about some of my favorite drama shows.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely nothing to do with that
Yeah.
submarine. But did you ever watch Griselda?
Yes, I loved that one.
I
Sophia.
loved Griselda.
Yeah, that one was really good. She's Sofia Vergara. She's like a drug lord.
And I
she's
didn't
a
think I wanted to watch it
badass.
at first. I watched it on a plane one time and I was sucked
Yeah,
in. I
it
was
sucks
like,
you in.
wait a minute. I need to
did
know
love
more.
that one. That one was really good.
I know. I'm trying to think of some of my other top shows that, like,
I feel like
if you haven't watched
something else.
oh my God.
recently.
If on Hulu, I told Elizabeth to watch it and she loved it a while ago. It's not new, but Normal People.
Oh my God. That
It's
one's so
probably one of the
good.
best shows I've seen. It, again, does so good at just inducing feeling. I will say put on some subtitles because they have like a little accent.
Yeah. That one's
But
really
God, that
good
one
if you
was
want to
so
cry.
good. Oh my God, that one
If
sucked
you're
me
having
in.
one of those weekends where you're like, oh, I just want to watch something that makes me feel something.
Yeah,
I want
it'll
to
make-
cry.
yes, then
That's
watch
a good
Normal
one.
People.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's based off of a book, but I didn't read it.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
And then so is the same people who made that made the other one on Hulu that I told you to watch after. It wasn't as good as Normal People, and I'm forgetting the
Oh.
name of it now.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the one about the college kids, but that's not what you're talking about. What's that one called? The really good one with the college couple that
What?
bangs and then it takes them through.
Tell Me Lies.
Tell Me Lies is good.
That's good too. That's also
Yeah.
that's a whole different mind trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tell Me Lies is good.
Tell Me Lies is really
If you
good.
haven't seen Big Little Lies, that made me think of that's
That was
also good.
good.
That's HBO.
I read that book first, and the book
Okay,
was
yeah.
really good.
I never
if
saw the
you
book.
haven't read the book, it's really awesome. And then so is the show. Like it's one of those that like they did a damn good job with
Yeah.
the show based on the book.
Okay, that's good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that one's good.
Another tearjerker is, speaking of based off a book, however they ended it differently, was that movie, My Sister's Keeper.
Oh, I read that.
Did
Is
you ever
that
watch
Jodie
the movie?
Picoult?
Yeah.
I did not watch the movie.
When I tell you, I was wearing a hoodie at the time, had it strapped, and I was ugly crying in a theater.
I cried at
mean,
the end of that
blubbering.
book, and I've never like
So
cried
it
at a
ends
book.
different. So I went with my mom and my sisters, and my mom
Yeah.
had read the book prior, and she was kind of annoyed because it
Yeah.
ends differently than the book.
It's
and
been so long though, I don't even really remember.
I don't want to say too much about the ending. I'll tell you after we
I
get
should
off.
watch that this weekend.
You should. It was so good. But
God, I bet. I mean, that one was
and then another one that made me cry is A Star Is Born. Have you watched that yet?
A Star Is Born. Yes.
Okay, wait. Was it Savannah who hadn't watched
Tracy.
it? Tracy. Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Star
I
Is
love
Born
A
is
Star Is
amazing.
Born.
Yeah.
That one will get you.
That one is like kind of incredible when you
And
realize
the music
how
in
good,
it's so good.
Lady Gaga is at acting.
Acting in her voice
And
when
her
she's not like doing
freaking voice is
all that
so
stupid shit.
incredible.
Her voice is literally,
Same with Bradley Cooper.
Beautiful.
Like, he's not a singer, and he
he had to take lessons.
yeah
Like,
yeah
lots of lessons to be able to sing and play guitar and stuff. And he does the
yeah.
music in it, and it's really good.
Well, that's like Daisy Jones and the Six.
I
They
couldn't get into
not-
that one.
They were not singers,
Like trained, yeah.
and they learned and were so amazing. Like
That's
their
crazy.
soundtrack is like so good.
That also makes you think. I mean, it's been like known with, especially with like what's his name, like Heath Ledger and stuff. But like when an actor gets so into their role because they have to do like they have to study it and become that character, how much it could probably mess with your head.
I think that would be so hard. I think about that all the time. Like, how are you supposed to like immerse yourself in this character and then like go home at night?
And then go home and be yourself, and then go back and turn to this person. It's like multiple personality.
Like I even like for example, when I go visit Morgan in upstate New York, I feel like I come back and have like tendencies of hers and have like an accent like hers.
That's
like,
actually
can
true when you visit
imagine-
certain people or when you talk
Yeah.
to certain people. You come back and you're like,
Imagine like trying with all your might to literally be someone else and then just like carrying on with life when you go home.
or even a bunch of these actors who have like a accent.
Oh, I know.
And then they don't in the movie, and I'm like, how do you even?
Do you think they just like do it all the time until the movie's over?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. This is what mind boggles me. Like singers, like Ed Sheeran, when you hear a song
Yeah.
and he doesn't have an accent, and then you hear him talking,
And
you're
then he
like,
talks
wait,
and you're like, wait, hold
wait,
on.
wait. And then I'm like, in his like in a singer's country, do they sing it in their accent or they sing it without an accent? And it's like, what? I don't know. It always trips me
Well,
up.
I kind of feel like, I don't know, like in music, I feel like you don't really hear an accent. I mean, I guess with
But like even like Spanish
country,
music or country, you
yeah,
do. So like
yeah,
people like Ed Sheeran always throw me off because I'm like,
yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah, I know that is interesting.
Yeah.
I liked his. Oh, that was the other thing I watched, the Alex Cooper documentary.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched that.
That's
yet.
really good. You guys should watch that if you like her or if you don't like her.
I was gonna say
because
because I'm in the middle with her. Sometimes
Yeah.
I like her, and sometimes I'm like, okay.
She definitely, like, I have mad respect for her after watching her documentary. She's really just, honestly, despite whether you like her personality or, you know, whatever,
Yeah.
the way that she has completely just taken over the world of media as a woman is pretty freaking cool.
I also feel like that's sometimes why people like to hate on her.
Exactly.
But I'm also like,
yeah. I mean,
that'd be pretty darn hard to do.
yeah, she's badass.
Like, kudos to her.
Yeah.
But you always wonder with people like that. I do, at least. I sometimes think to myself, like, it's really great, but then I'm like, what did they have to give up along the way or do that, like, because it's not, we don't like live in a society that's set up to like, I don't know if I'd say like not praise that, and we do in the end, but like in the midst of the hard work, like how, like, you know, I don't know.
Well, with her, it's
about,
interesting because she technically like had to give up her soccer career, and then that's what led her to getting more into media and podcasting and stuff. So I feel like it's really good.
But I think about these singers and stuff who tour. Like, is their family like, oh, okay, so you're always picking like touring and your job over us because we never get to see you? Or are they like, you're doing it and I'm so proud of you. I don't even care.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
I don't know. I always wonder that. Like, is there this, like, they've given up a little bit of like, you have to really, truly not care at all what anyone says, including your family?
Yeah, I know.
But then I think about it, I'm like, Taylor Swift's mom's just traveling around with her.
I know, and
so
a lot of them, I think they just, the family comes on tour.
Yeah, but like, don't you think there would be like what about like siblings and stuff? Like,
yeah, I mean, they like don't have a normal life. That's hard.
It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, we really went on a tangent today.
Yes, we
and
did.
this was
Thanks
the most random podcast. But if you
if you watch or any of these things, and especially Interstellar, Lauren would love to talk to you about it.
Please DM in if you've watched Interstellar, because I just love hearing people's take on it.
I love a movie though like that makes you like think for days. If you guys have any other ones, send them our way because it is pretty.
You
cool.
watched Shutter Island, right?
Shutter Island.
He goes to that like mental hospital on that island.
No, I haven't watched that one.
That's another thought-provoking one.
Really?
Yeah. The premise is he goes as an investigator to this island
Wait, who's in it?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, I have seen that.
I was going to say, remember at the end, you have to figure out like, and everybody has varying opinions.
Yes.
Was he actually a patient there? And he just created this whole thought in his mind where he was not. He was this investigator who got trapped there.
Yeah, that one is really good. Also, before they make the movie, you guys all need to read, what's the Colleen Hoover? Here I go again. I can't think of Verity. If you guys haven't read Verity, you need to read Verity because they're making it into a movie, and we're definitely going to be watching.
And wait a minute, if you have read Verity, keep listening. If you have not and you intend to, this is the last thing we're going to talk about. So you can get off now, but I want to talk about the varying viewpoints. So thank you for joining. If you have not read it, please go read it.
Yeah.
And if you have, okay, tell me what you think. Like, do you think that Verity was crazy and killed her kids? Or do you think that she really was like sick and that she didn't kill her kids? And
God, it's been so long since I've read it, but
because she writes that whole book about it.
Yeah, and did I read that? Oh, yeah, that's the ending, right?
Yeah,
they read her like letter, and that's.
But the whole reason they're looking into it the whole time is because the reporter is like looking into her as an author, and she finds it in her desk, and she's like, her thought process is like, how would you even be able to like write these things about your children or think of these things if they didn't happen? And that's what made me think of it. Like, again, is she just immersing herself in that?
I think she was fucking crazy.
Because then, did you read the extra 3 chapters?
No, see, I don't think I did. And I remember you guys saying that I needed to because it fucks it up even more.
It does.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like,
I kind of want to go back and read it again, like before the movie comes out, because it's been a minute. And I like, I need to go. I also need to go back and watch Interstellar again, because I feel like watching it a second
We should do a movie night and force Tracy to watch it with us.
We should.
Yeah.
We should do a screening here.
I'm bringing that. I've got the projector. I'm doing it.
You guys can join us.
If anyone wants to join us for an Interstellar screening, we'll pick a day.
It would take 12 hours to get through that with multiple people. The amount of questions. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's got to be small groupings, but
maybe we should set up like a little drive-in here one night.
That'd be so fun. All right, we're doing it.
Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.